Hello. Let's see. I don't know why this is like too light. I left my computer and all my stuff back there. I don't care. I don't care. Hi Sandra M. Hi Kevin. Hi Dina. Margot. I'm in the wrong thing. Here I am. Let me get. Am I on live chat? No. Yes, I am. Okay, so let's talk about some things. What I was saying before, the big news for the channel is, well, I'll let you know some things right now, okay? So Jimmy taught at a school called the Family Foundation School. It's in Hancock, New York. Then the Family Foundation School was started, and I'm going to go into all of the history of this, and I'm working with former students, friends that, one in particular tonight, it was very, very emotional because when you listen to people that tried to insinuate things maybe months ago that I just totally ignored because we knew the truth of that nothing like that ever happened with Jimmy, but people would come in and they would talk about somebody doing music in a barn and insinuating that was Jimmy, or that Jimmy was a music teacher. Jimmy wasn't a music teacher. And what happened, what's come out, there's been indictments and there's been depositions, and we're going to go over them because they are shocking. They are shocking to the staff that was there tonight. They are shocking to students that we're working with, okay? Students that have known my kids since they've been born, students that play sports with my kids. One of them, and who's the head of this, know him very well, and he was a very nice guy, and just hugging me like crazy and saying, thanking me to get the platform to do this with. So we are going to do this together, and it's going to be a lot of work because we're going to do interviews with like the staff members that were there tonight, and I'll explain it all to you because like the former student that was there the other night, she came in and she said something like they started to get people out of the school system that they knew were questioning things, and they weren't even the things that they didn't know, like what they found out a couple weeks ago, was it? I have to look at his indictment. I will also be going up to the court for Paul Gear. Paul Gear was what they call a family leader. He was in the music department, and he did the most outrageous things. I can read you his indictment. And there were many students that showed up for him in court, I believe it was last week. So but the real thing that is making people's heads roll is the depositions from other people that knew of this. Now, some of the worst abuse, Jimmy left the school in December of 2010. And we can look at the depositions. It was like the 2013 through to the closing. There were certain counselors that were having relations, allegedly, with kids there. But Paul Gear, who was indicted, actually took kids on music trips to like Montreal and stuff and AR'd them. And apparently some of these depositions that have just been made public, they're with other teachers, like we were saying, said that they like knew about it. And well, who did he tell? He told a dead staff member. She died on, unfortunately, she was the founder's daughter, and she died at, I believe she was 57, having a hernia operation. So, well, it's going to be true crime, but I'm explaining what we're going to be covering. We're going to be covering just this egregious, horrendous abuse that went on there. Now, what the staff was talking about tonight was that they all see now why they were pushed out. You see, because people can talk about this, but they don't know the inner workings of it because they weren't there. They weren't one of the students. And I'm talking about people on YouTube that tried to do things too, and they weren't a staff member, and they don't even know what they're talking about because people were pushed out of that school. They started doing it with pay cuts. They started doing it with hourly cuts. They started doing it with taking away bonuses. And they started doing it with reassignment of duties and things. So they eased all of these people, including Jimmy, out. And then the most horrendous abuse went on in the years after that with counselors. I believe the guy was a counselor who was having relations with the students. So we are going to be getting into it, and like I said, you'll meet the other people I'm working with. We're talking about how we're going to do the interviews and how we're going to come on, and but that's what I had to go away and meet tonight, and it was very nice to see the old staff that I know and just see how everybody was engaged for the kids. And you can't they're just, a lot of them, some of them knew this guy was like a quirky-ish guy and just weird. It didn't, what, the person I was speaking to, he would say this, so-and-so was a polarizing, person there. You didn't want to be like, he said, this music director would say, you should really go for the chorus. He said, I would go for basketball, just as far away from him because there was just a vibe. Well, I'll show you who we're speaking about, who was indicted. Okay. This would be him. Now, you're going to not believe that a conversation tonight And I was speaking a lot tonight with especially this one student, okay? Because his job is analyzing behavior and all of that. So we talked a lot. And I told him about Ruby Frankie and Jody Hildebrand. And the reason I told him about Ruby Frankie and Jody Hildebrand, we're going to study cults. Because there is a cult aspect that happens. And we're going to talk about Eastridge. And I know this is all like foreign to you guys, but I promise you, you're going to be very familiar with it. And it is not just this school or whatever. This is something that is used because you can see where Jody Hildebrand, and I told him, Jody Hildebrand would tell people they were addicted to pee, right? And then make the husband move out of the house or all this stuff. And then she would get in these groups with these guys and talk about their addiction. Well, guess what? This guy told the kids at school he was addicted to sex. He was a sex addict. And he would talk about it. And like I said to the former student I was speaking with, I said, this is what they do. I said, look up Jody Hildebrand. You could tell she like just about got off on these meetings she had with these men who she said were addicted to pee, even though they said, oh, I've never even looked at what, but she had these meetings. And I think he probably did the same thing. I don't know for sure because I wasn't in on any of those meetings, but all I know is that he did tell the kids that was his addiction. But I believe he used it the way Jody Hildebrand used it, and the cult, and all that. But let me tell you about this guy right here. What did I do with this thing here? Here we go. So, Paul Gear taught for decades at the Family Foundation School, which was later turned into Allenwood Academy. And it started out as a farm. The Family Foundation School started out as a farm owned by Tony and Betty Argyros. And that family was very dysfunctional. They were talking about that tonight, that the daughter couldn't stand her father, and she's the one that died, but someone said like she wanted to run the school into the ground. I mean, there's so much here to unpack. And just like this student said, he said, Carolyn, I want you with me when we unpack this, because I'm going to need you. I'm going to need someone like you to help me unpack this. And help us get this story out there the way we want. And I need someone to help me with the interviews and all of that. So it is quite an undertaking. Now, Jimmy was called by the FBI about Paul Gear. So were other people. Because Jimmy was no fan of Paul Gear. He didn't like him, rubbed him the wrong way, and seemed to just want to, like one time they were going to an amusement park, and they all had, a number of kids that they were with, and he wanted to like redirect Jimmy and the kids he was with somewhere else, like to watch the steers rather than go into the amusement park and go and have fun. And now I think, and Jimmy thinks too, that he was probably keeping them from, hiding out on certain things, because it's all, I know it's confusing to you guys, but this was the farm that was, and then it became bigger and bigger, and there's all kinds of stuff here that now is coming to light, and we're even talking about financial stuff. So much. But anyway, so he was a music teacher. He was strict. He was no nonsense. And he was, let's see, when was he arrested? 2 weeks ago? His criminal indictment portrayed him as a domineering, abusive tyrant who, during one-on-one trips away from the school, and outside the state of New York, he arred teenage students or forced them into sexual activity. The indictment follows years of lawsuits that have portrayed this abuse. Paul Gear, 56 years old, was arrested in Hancock, New York, where he lives, which was a short distance from where the school was. The school is no longer, okay? He was charged with 6 counts related to bringing 3 different children across state lines to engage in unlawful sexual activity. He pled not guilty at an arraignment before a federal magistrate in Syracuse, New York. And he was denied release pending a detention hearing set for Monday. That was Monday, he had that. Former students say his arrest vindicated many years of online campaigns and legal battles that they had around specifically that man, Paul Gear. A woman identified as victim number 2 in the indictment was 16 when Paul Gear drove her to Pennsylvania ahead of a class trip, and there he forced her to perform oral S in his van. And she showed up in court to see him in shackles during the hearing, and she said, and I quote, "It was really powerful hearing what mattered to me counts. He will not get one more tear out of me. Now is the time for me to live my life." So, Paul Gear was in his 20s, still living with his parents, when an older couple, Tony and Betty Argyros, approached him at a choral recital he was leading and offered him a job at the family school. They founded the school, Tony and Betty Argyros, in the 1980s. Now, the school didn't start as a school. The school started, and we'll go into more of this too, because I'm not going to do the whole like I'm just telling you what we have planned. Tony and Betty started taking in adults, and there's a big influence from what is called Eastridge, which is literally a cult, if you will. And they had bread, and a lot of the people were there, and you would hear sometimes, "That's the Eastridge gang. They're from Eastridge." So the indictment described Mr. Gear as a bully who, in addition to subjecting students to repeated sexual abuse, forced them to eat moldy food, haul heavy loads of rocks around the campus, and endure communication blackouts for long periods of time. On 3 separate occasions that were outlined in the indictment, Mr. Gear drove students out of state on those one-way trips and coerced them into sexual activity. The victims were 2 boys and a girl, ages 14 to 17. Victim number 1, a boy who's 45 years old now, was 14 in 1994 Jimmy didn't even work at the school in 1994. When Mr. Gere took him on a fishing trip to Maine and S abused him. On the way back, Mr. Gere told this victim number 1 not to tell anybody what just happened. He was questioned about taking a minor to Maine in the deposition that same year. In hindsight, he said, "I shouldn't have done that," but he denied any S abuse. And I quote, he said, "I think I behaved badly in a lot of ways." In the deposition, referring to his time working at the school. And he said, "I definitely was very aggressive." Now, Tony and Betty Argyros, who had founded the school, and then their son, Emmanuel Argyros, who goes by the name as Mike Argyros, took over day-to-day operations, also with the daughter, Rita Argyros, who's no longer alive. So there's depositions from them from 2018 and 2021, where Mike Argyros denied hearing reports of abuse while he was at the school. So victim number 1, that man that's now 45, went to court too and said, while he was sitting there seeing Paul Gere in shackles, he said, and I quote, "This guy threatened my life when I was 14 years old. When he walked through that door, it was the first time I felt like he couldn't hurt me anymore. I'm not scared anymore." So, let me see about his other hearing here. Okay, so this is his, let me see if this is his detention hearing. Okay, so it was on April 5th that the United States Department of Justice announced that Paul Gere, 56 years old of Hancock, was indicted on 3 counts of coercing and enticing 3 different children to travel to engage in unlawful S activity and 3 counts of transporting them with the intent to engage in criminal S acts across state lines. Let's see here. For now, he is being held in jail until Judge Katz can decide whether or not Paul Gere will remain in jail or his house until his trial. He faces a maximum of 10 years in prison for the coercion and enticement charges and 15 years in prison for the transportation of children charges if convicted. In that case, he will also have to register as a sex offender and be subject to years of supervised release. So yeah, that is what we will be doing. That's going to be a long process, but I, told him tonight, and we hugged and cried, and I told him I will help him with this, and I will do it. So let me see here. I heard something go. What was that? A milestone? Nora Woods, thank you for being a member for 47 months. Okay. Oh, wait a minute, Monica T. Okay, don't, Scooter. Monica T, if you'd like to come up. If you'd like to come up and speak. This is not making my husband look any better. Just in case you think this is helping. You know what? Monica, don't be concerned about my husband. He doesn't have to look any better. He didn't do anything. Okay? Did you go to school there, Monica? Did you go to school there? How come my husband has so many people that he still works with, that we're still friends with, that he's taught? You don't know anything about my husband. You don't know anything about other staff there, okay? There was a lot of good staff that was there that you have no idea about. But if you'd like to take a link and come up, I'm not accusing her husband, but he was complicit. No, he wasn't complicit, Monica. He didn't know about any abuse going on there like this. Are you kidding me? He would never be complicit to that. And he had to be, just by virtue of working there, he's just as guilty. Monica, do you know how stupid you sound? Oh my gosh, Monica. To Scooter, if you're seeing... He didn't see a child abused. He took them off the campus. Did you listen? Or are you too busy writing? Are you too busy writing, Monica? He didn't see these children abused. He had no knowledge of that. I don't know if you're a mother. Yes, I am a mother. You're wrong. He didn't turn a blind eye, Monica. Such a great heart that he threw kids. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Monica, take a link, Monica. Take a link. Take a link, Monica. I sat with the real students. I'm friends with the real students, Monica. Okay? I don't have to listen to anything. I was meeting with them tonight. Do you understand that? I have ongoing relationships with the students of this school. Do you understand that, Monica? Oh my gosh. It'll all come out. You'll all see it. So yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But when you see and hear from them, you'll hear. You think every single person that worked at that school was an abuser? You think every single person knew about what this man did? No, they didn't. They did not. Okay, so my husband would never turn a blind eye to that. My husband is outraged at one of the teachers that knew about this, gave a deposition that's just been released, and that's what people's heads are reeling about, that this one teacher, this is what this student was telling me. He said, it's baffling to me because I looked up to this one guy over here, and to know what he had knowledge of and didn't do anything. Now see, Jimmy never liked this other guy, the one whose deposition we're talking about, but it was because of basketball, because he would say, oh gosh, I played basketball with so-and-so today, and he cheated again, and he's just like, not knowing that he was knowing about something that was going on and condoning it. It was just horrible. Did not say that every person at that school was an abuser. No, you did. You said by sheer virtue, you did so, Monica. You said by sheer virtue, any of them that work there were complicit in it. That's exactly what you said. That is exactly what you said. Or that they knew what this particular person did, but they absolutely knew those kids were being abused. You're a liar. That you absolutely knew those kids were being abused. You can't even make a statement like that, Monica. Because how do you absolutely know that? Where are your facts that you absolutely know that? You'd be laughed right out of a courtroom. That is a ludicrous statement to even make. And you can sit up there and lie to... I'm not lying to anybody. It will come out. My story will come out. My friend's story. Yeah, well, who are you, Monica? Who are you? Who are you? You're a liar, Monica. That's who you are. You're a student there? Come on up and talk to me. You're not a student there. You didn't go there. I can tell by the way you're writing. You don't know the first thing about it. You don't know the first thing about it. Go try somebody else, Monica. Yeah. Apologist. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I'm not apologizing. Apologists have to apologize. I haven't apologized. What have I apologized for about this school? What? I said I'm working with the students to expose what was done up there. That's not apologizing. Oh, look at this. Look at Monica. There's no way he didn't know what was happening to us. Nobody in that school was oblivious to what was happening, and no one in that town was oblivious. Wow, those are some big statements, since probably no one in town. Do you know how far out of town this school was, Monica? You're really showing you don't know anything. Yeah. I didn't deny anything. I said my husband never knew anything. Keep going. Be big. Come on, take a link and come on up. Come on up. Take a link. I hope when the other students are around, you take a link too. What a bunch of... I know exactly where this is coming from. What, are you upset? Are you upset that the truth is going to come out? And that you're going to find out how staff members were pushed out of that school? And how people didn't know what was going on? And how these students came to us? This student and others came to us. Do you understand the meeting we were at tonight? No, you don't, because you weren't there, Monica. You're such an important, person that you were at this meeting with the other students and staff, right? Yeah, I don't think so, Monica. But have a good time, Monica. All right, so yeah, we will be covering that. And just getting it out there, like his court appearances are in Syracuse, which is about 3 hours from me, but probably can't go to everyone, but I will be up for some. Who knows? I don't know. It depends on... Like tonight, when some of the staff members were talking, he was like, we should be getting this on video. We're going to have to go and get all these interviews. Let's go and... So I think it's more like... And I said, we need a whiteboard. And he's like, we've got a whiteboard. We'll get a whiteboard. And... do all this stuff. So we will. We cover this. We'll have interviews. We're here to, how the staff, the children are, there's also staff that you don't understand what this is like, spinning the heads of staff to know that some of these people, that they had no idea this was going on. No idea. Oh, I didn't hear that, K-Rock. So I'll have to speak with him about that. I don't know if you sent me an email. I've been between the auction and then I was out for a good part of the evening with this. Yeah, you'll see. You'll see. You'll meet a lot of good staff who didn't know anything like that was ever going on. You'll meet a lot of good staff that made a difference in the lives of the lives of the students there. You'll meet a lot of great students. You will. It'll be enlightening. Yeah, lovely. I'm. It's going to be controversial, and it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, I'll wait. Monica, you just proved exactly who you are. You just proved exactly who you are, Monica. Monica. Where's your group, Monica? Where's your group, hon? Where's your group, sweetie? Tell me where your group is, honey. Tell me where your group is. Where's your group? Where's your group, Monica? Where's your group? If you were a student there, you wouldn't be ashamed. You'd be up on the panel. You weren't a student there, Monica. You proved that tonight. Prove who you are every day? No, if you were really who you were, you would say it. Okay? You can't. Because we know exactly where you're from, Monica. Where's your group, Monica? I'd like to go and look in your group. Where's your group? Where's your group? Oh, see? Wait it out? You've proven. No, you wouldn't wait it out. No, you wouldn't, Monica. My husband didn't have misdeeds, Monica. And I'm not ashamed, Monica, nor is my husband, because he didn't do anything inappropriate. So we don't have any of his misdeeds to cover up. But you sure do need to cover your tracks because you're not a student, Monica. That's exactly what someone says. You don't have to prove yourself of anything. Yeah. Huh. You may wear scars, but you were not a student there. Okay? If you were, you wouldn't have said half the things you said. That just proved you didn't go there because you don't know what you're talking about, especially when you mention a town. No, I'm not welcome. Okay. That's good, Monica, because you don't have a student group. You're not a student, Monica. She can't even. Now, Mary, she's not self-aware. She's not a student there. She's not a student there. She's just a troll. Okay. So, let me see what the other thing was. Okay, so let me go back to, there was something I wanted to cover here. Oh, this breaking, 4 arrested for the murder of 2 women missing in Oklahoma. Yeah, this, is this the one in Australia? So a 7-year-old girl was shot twice while shopping with mom at a Baltimore mall. Wow. The little girl was taken to the hospital where doctors stabilized her, but she remained in critical condition. I hope she's all right. But there was an Australian. Yeah, this is what I want, what I talked about before. So let me just show you this, because there was a mom died protecting her baby in an Australian mall rampage. At least 6 dead. Craziness, huh? Let me get this. Okay. Is this? Yeah. This is the mother. At least 6 people are dead, and others are injured after a knife-wielding man attacked shoppers at an Australian mall on Saturday, including this mother who tried to fight off the attacker to protect her baby daughter. Around 3:20 p.m., a 40-year-old man began stabbing people, just randomly stabbing people with a large hunting knife. That was on the 6th floor of the Westfield Shopping Centre in Sydney. 39-year-old Ash Good, who witnesses say attempted to fend off the attacker to protect her 9-month-old daughter, was killed. The baby appeared to have been stabbed in her stomach. She was reportedly undergoing surgery, but her condition was not immediately known. One witness said the mother put the baby in the arms of a stranger to protect her before she died. The mother got stabbed, and the mother came over with the baby and gave her to me, and I was holding the baby, said an unidentified man. 4 women and 1 man died at the mall, and she died at the hospital. Ash Good. 8 people were being treated for injuries. Police believe the attacker acted alone, and he was known to law enforcement. The case is still under investigation. The mother's loved ones honored her in social media posts following her death, saying she was so smart, so beautiful, and it was all ripped away in seconds. One person said, and another person said, a beautiful soul has been taken from us. The Australian Prime Minister, Anthony Albanese, praised the police officer who shot and killed the suspect, calling her a hero. There is no doubt that she saved lives through her action, Albanese said. Scary. So, they don't have guns, but look what they're doing, even a knife, right? Scary stuff. Oh my gosh, listen to this. This is seriously a deadly shell. And I mean a deadly seashell. This woman was killed by a seashell. A U.S. expat living in Belize died this week after she was hit in the head by a conch shell thrown by her husband, who crashed the golf cart they were in into a bar and subsequently got into a fight with bar employees. Jennifer Lynn Griffith's husband, 41-year-old Maynor Renee Ancona, has been charged with manslaughter by negligence for throwing a shell that hit her in the head during the brawl. Jennifer, 46, was taken to a clinic where she refused medical care and she went home. She came back to the clinic the next day with head pain and died. We can say definitively now that it was a conch shell that caused her death. An autopsy determined that she died from penetration to the head by a projectile. Williams said that after collecting statements from people involved with the fight and other witnesses, investigators determined that a close male relative threw that shell that hit Griffith, and he's been arrested and charged with manslaughter by negligence. He was throwing it indiscriminately, and then it caught her, and that led to her death. It's a very sad situation. For sure, he did not intend it. But in law, there's no such thing. That is called transfer of malice. Wow. Where's this? Conch shell. Okay. Georgia. Oh my gosh. Okay, this is like, again, somebody being taught to problem solve. This Georgia dad was sentenced to 50 years in prison for trying to poison a newborn with antifreeze because he didn't want to pay child support. Curtis Jack was convicted on charges of first-degree cruelty to children and criminal attempt to commit murder. Police say Jack and a woman he worked for were involved in an intimate relationship in 2020, and after that, the woman became pregnant. He pushed her to have an abortion. The woman gave birth September 24th, 2020, but was hospitalized after the birth. A week later, she asked Jack to take breast milk to the newborn to the child's grandmother, who was caring for both the newborn and the woman's older daughter. Within 24 hours, the infant became critically ill. Poisoning was suspected. Jack admitted to detectives that he'd put antifreeze in the breast milk he took to the grandmother, and he told them that he did it because he didn't want to pay child support. After he was indicted, however, he withdrew that confession. Prosecutors presented testimony from the mother, the grandmother, detectives, and medical experts, including a demonstration of how easy it was to poison the milk. The child's mother said that the baby has recovered and is doing well. Sure. 50 years because you don't want to pay child support. Yeah. Okay. Really good guy. Let's see. What was that? Oh, snow remover. You gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. High 61 was gifted a membership by Snow Remover. Sweet Melody was gifted a membership. Meredith 389. Judy Cole. Welcome. Welcome. Thank you, Snow Remover. Okay. Okay, so we run all of that. Let's see what else we have over here. Hang on 1 second. Let's try to see what kind of... Ruby Frankie's. Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about this. Kevin Frankie has sued Jody Hildebrand Let me get a new graphic on here. Hang on a minute. And again, I was talking to that one student that I was working with very closely about Jody Hildebrandt and Ruby Frankie. Okay, so Ruby Frankie's estranged husband, Kevin Frankie, filed a lawsuit against Jody Hildebrandt over the abuse of his children. Yeah, okay. Why don't you file one against yourself too there, Kevin, okay? Why don't you file one against yourself? Because what were you doing? You didn't even see your kids for over a year, okay? That includes all of your kids. Didn't even call them. What did you do to protect those children? According to the court documents, Kevin sued Jody Hildebrandt for intentional infliction of emotional distress, negligent infliction of emotional distress, and negligence for himself and 2 of the 6 children he shares with Ruby Frankie. In the documents, Kevin said his estranged wife moved their kids into Hildebrandt's home in Ivans without advising him from May to August. Without advising him? Okay. Where did you think they were, Kevin? Do you visit your kids? Do you wonder if your kids are gone for 4 months? Do you want to spend time with your kids? Guess not. During that time, he alleged that 2 of his 4 minor children experienced abuse while living there. Well, we know that's a fact, right, Kevin? Kevin claimed Hildebrandt wrongly detained the 2 minor kids, identified as R and F and EF, RF and EF, 11 and 9, often confining them to a room in the home or basement of the home for which they were not allowed to leave without permission. Yeah, and she gave them hard labor and out in the sun and no socks, walking on broken glass and no shoes. Yeah, these children were strictly prohibited from leaving the premises. Right, yeah, your son ran away before he ran away again and tried to get help. Right, Kevin? Now you're going to go... Yeah, you're not making it more and more obvious about exactly who you are. RF was forced to do outside labor without shoes in the summer heat. Yeah. Where were you during that time, Kevin? Kevin alleged that his son was denied access to adequate water. Yeah, why didn't you call your son? Why didn't you find out about where your son was? Really, Kevin? Kevin claimed RF and EF were repeatedly told by their mother and Hildebrandt that they were evil and possessed. EF was allegedly forced to work outside in the heat barefoot and was forced to run barefoot on dirt roads for an extended period of time. She was forced or coerced to jump into cactus multiple times. Yep. Due to the abuse, Kevin said the children's personalities, emotions, and psyches were so damaged and altered that it was beyond father's capability to restore them without professional intervention. Oh, this is just for money, right, Kevin? Right? This is for Kevin's money, I believe. That's my opinion. Last August, Ruby and Jody were arrested. We know that. Okay. Kevin, where were you during that time? He's seeking to regain custody of the 4 minor children. Really, Kevin? Really? Please. Okay. Kind of ridiculous. Caitlyn Jenner sent a scathing message to OJ. What? I don't know. Okay. His bizarre, slow speech and demeanor during interviews The detectives made me take a huge post. Yeah, well, his first interview, Danielle, you're talking about Kevin Frankie, right? Well, his first interview, he was trying to be a big tough guy. He wasn't going to give this advice, that advice. And then when he found out, I guess, oh my gosh, this is serious and they're going to get charged. And what if then I'm going to cooperate like crazy and tell everybody that, oh my gosh, I didn't know what was happening. And I told my kids, it's just like them. You just admit to anything. That's what they did to us. And, all of this stuff. But this is along the lines of where Jody, manipulates. But come on. Kevin was in that house. He knew what was happening. There was abuse happening before. And we heard all of that stuff about Jody moving into the house, moving into a bedroom over there, Ruby spending time with her, Ruby spending overnights. I mean, it's nuts. So listen to his second interview. I have it on one of my videos. It's crazy. It's just freaking crazy. It's nuts. Go on and listen to it. It's just, he thinks, the kids should go with him. Kevin Frankie didn't care about his kids even when they told him. Yeah, it was horrible. That abuse and what those kids went through. It's disgusting. And I think, it's funny that he wanted to halt the sale of her house because, he needs money to get the kids in counseling now. Really, Kevin? How much is that money going to be used on counseling, and how much is that money is going to be used on your needs? If those kids had been moved to a ranch, no, they would have. Where they were going to move them to snow remover, that was going to be the end. In my opinion, that was going to be the end. Do you think there could be some kind of prop or something? I don't know. I don't know. I think I have a lot of thoughts on that. He doesn't have custody of any of them, Christine. Hi, High Speed Drifter. How are you? Yeah, it is just ridiculous. Let me see what I can see about something. Let me see here. So, let me see this. I moved out of the house, yeah. I think he just... So apparently Ruby's son Chad is live on Twitch. I don't mean right now. I mean he goes live on Twitch. And he apparently shared a lot of information, but says he will answer any question attached to a donation. What? And some of the things that that were asked and answered were, he got asked how long he thinks Ruby and Jody should be in prison, and he said for Ruby at least 18 years, and Jody should never be released. He was asked about a timeline for him and Kevin moving. Was it the same day? And he said yes, they moved out together. He was asked, does he still talk to Bonnie or his other aunts and uncles? He says yes. He says they have been very helpful, and even say he wants to parent his children how Joel parents his and looks up to him. He was asked a question about, I don't know, that was someone's sexuality. He was asked how he felt about his grandparents' letter, and he said he wouldn't have published it, but that he kind of agrees, but their timing was very wrong and it was too soon. He was asked something about how did he feel about Sherry, and he said at first he didn't get on with her because she was sharing stuff on Instagram and saying things about the family, and they felt it was blaming Ruby for things she didn't do, but now he understands she was right. He was asked if Kevin was an addict, and he said no, that was just a plot from Jody. He was asked a strange question about Mormons and self-pleasuring themselves, and he said they only believe in sex after marriage between a man and a woman. He was asked if he thought Jody was a lesbian, and he said yes. He was asked a few other questions about his younger siblings, but he explained he can't answer them. Okay.
Food for work.
Paige Hannah made a video statement. Paige Hannah is
recently.
Interesting. Let's see what's going on. Somebody said Talon Vigil is out of jail. He's one of the 7 suspects. We're told he has a ankle monitor. Interesting. Wow. Let's see. So, good night, snow remover. Good night, K-Rocks. Have a good night. Have a good night. Time is it? I'm probably going to have to be on the road tomorrow. Can't believe this. But I have to go and get something done. So let's see. Okay, so let me go. Hi, Native Libra. Not zip. I have. What zip? Oh, zip. Oh, you have to go to sleep. Okay, get some rest. Get some rest. I'm gonna put that there. What did I do with? Okay, that's there. I gotta make a call first thing in the morning. And where's the other thing? All right, let's do some word cookies, I guess. And for those of you that are new to us, we unwind the night by some word cookies. It's what we do here. It's been a long day. It's been a long, long day. April 14th. I cannot freaking believe it. I cannot. Take more vitamins. Pins and needles, needles and pins. A happy woman is one who grins. What show is that from? You'll play Spice Beach, but just play. Go ahead. Hey, Sandra. How are you? Oh, 34 years. Congratulations. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary. Hello, heart made wise. Hello, hot made boys. Is your hot made boys? Is your hot made boys? You're welcome, Sandra. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Hi, Emmy. How are you? Hi, Emmy. How are you? Hi, Mommy Remix. How are you? I'm good. How are you? I like to think. Da, 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 da. Okay, so tell me. Whoopsie. Whoopsie. What? Okay. Okay. Please hit the thumbs up, Kevin says. Please hit the thumbs up. You're welcome, Sandra. We like having you here. You have to come in the Zooms. You should become a member and come in the Zooms. Okay. Just serves with love. Okay. What's rig? Rig up and rigs. Thank you, Danielle. Appreciate that. Somebody has a Zoomies. Hi, Maureen Gunn. How are you? Ella's fine, hon. She was on tonight. She was already here on the last live, hon. She's asleep by this time. I'll let her know you were asking about her, honey. My little sweet voice. Want me to get my... when I was a... Do you remember Howard Cosell? I don't know why when I was a little kid I used to have it, you know, you have the tape recorders, then you have the stereos that had the microphones that they could record on cassettes. But I used to always do a Howard Cosell impression. Float like a butterfly. What is it? Well, that's what didn't I do that? Oh, I didn't do the plural of it. Thank you, Kevin. Thank you kindly. You want to grow squash, but I don't have any space in the apartment. You don't have any space for a raised bed? Do you have any kind of a little terrace or anything? lovely lyrics, because there's a lot of you should look online. There's a lot of really space saving inspiration. There's inspiration for gardening in very small spaces. Really, you should check that out. Yeah. Anything off the porch? Oh, they won't let you have it. I don't know then, kiddo. Maybe, you know what? I don't know if you know any friends that have any land or something. Like maybe you could say, could I do this in your yard and I'll come by and, take care of it, water, whatever you need to do. I don't know. You're going to have to get really creative with your thinking if you really want to raise squash, right? Get creative. Think outside that cube. Think outside the parallelogram. I need a 3-letter word, guys. 3-letter word. Oh, I need that other one, huh? Okay, high 61, but I need a 3-letter word now. High 61, a 3-letter word. Yeah, porch, but it's small. Well, look around. I'm telling you, do a search. The people will come up with crazy space-saving ideas there. What did I watered my plants last night, didn't I? I am so freaked out about I tried that. I thought I had it. It wasn't it. I tried I tried tam, and that's a word. That's a real word, a tam. TIA. I tried Tim. Maybe it's a U word. Why don't we think of that? Oh my gosh, guys. Oh, that might work. High 61, yay. Yay, high 61, got it. Yay, yay. Blue velvet. That's a bunch of bull. That you need a bullet. Tell it to your mother. Go into the tub. Get on the tubes. Ring the bells. Come on. Oh my gosh, what is up with this? Which one is this now? I just have one more. D. Oh, how about a loot? Yay! Oh, Lake. Wakey. That's fake. That's the law. Oh my goodness, the elf sees you. Okay, let's see. Oh my gosh. Walk. Sorry about that. I don't mean to start yawning. Sorry. Oh, you're working in the kitchen? Oh, that's okay, Lily Lyric. Thank you for being here. So nice. Awful, the good one. Awful. What else did you guys say? Flake? Very good. And wakeful. Okay. Very good. And flee. And flaw, you see. Glue. Leaf. How about leak? Oh, very good. I have all those words already. I was looking for kale. Of course they have kale. Kale. Fuel, that's good. And E used to say that she wasn't good at this. Let's get these two, and then we're going to go 90-90. And then we're going to go 90-90. 90-90. Oh, I'm glad you like being here. Okay, so what do we do here? What do we do here? Oh, FLUE, right? There we go. We did it. We did it. We did it. That one was hard. It really wasn't hard, right? We're getting so good. All right, everybody. Green, look at us. We keep saying and then we keep doing. Right? Alright, I better go to bed, right? Right. All right, we can play this again tomorrow. I'll see you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Appreciate all of you. God bless. Prayers, and we'll see you tomorrow. Everybody be good. Stay well. Love you guys. See you later. Maine, I'll put that in. Oops.